play. These three words, they're the ones that I live by. With bug eyes, there's nothing that he can't find. We all fly, don't give Buckman the stink eye. Do or die, Schmuel Buckman's an old guy. Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. Go toe to toe with Buckman, he will eat your freaking soul, no doubt. It's Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. We get buck with Buckman, we know you're up to something.
It's me, Schmuel Buckman. Sorry I missed out on yesterday, but I was unable to provide a show. So let's go. See, Mint Diggity is here. My friend Kim Nicholson. Eugene somebody or other. Can't read that, Eugene. And Permaseal. Good old Permaseal. The big old KB fan. I don't think KB would be able to continue going if it weren't for Permaseal. So, before we get started, I would just like to remind everyone that we have super tips available at supertip.gg/Buckman and memberships at $1.99. So I am alone tonight, at least temporarily, because busy day and didn't really get to send out the link all that much. So let's do a couple of things, clear up some business, and move on with what we got. I know you like watching me type, right? And there we go. So we're up there. Oh, my buddy Cool Duckman was up over on Husey earlier. I was on stream with him last week. Also got to stream with, when we did that, we did, I shouldn't be, what do you call it, blowing his cover, but he also does a fantastic Joe Biden and a wonderful Kevin Brennan. His Kevin Brennan is 100 times better than sorry. I just want to make sure that it is. Okay, cool. So here we go. And there we go. All right. Back. So let's just say Jimmy I 319. How do we know this is really you? You're just gonna have to trust me on that one, Jimmy. But I've got the eyes that only other people can fake. So there we go. Yeah, and I am fake. So let's rock and roll into this stuff tonight. I understand that there's been some interesting developments in the Dabbleverse, and we'll do some Dabbleverse stuff and get that out of the way. Maybe talk a little bit about someone's appearance on another show. Maybe a little talk about, well, who knows? We'll see. So let's scroll back. Sorry, had the link thing going. In any event, that's the deal. All right. So Schmuel is here. The karmic stuff is getting pretty wild, I would guess. We're everybody's wondering where he's at, and more importantly, how he fits into Felicia's clothes. That's a big one. So I think we'll go on there with that one. I was a little surprised. So that the jacket was cool, the sequins, a little much, and we'll say, I apologize. I'm having a little bit of an issue here, which I think will probably clear up momentarily. There we go. Sorry. Yep. All right. So tonight, the wheels are falling off the planet, people. Trump is invading Greenland. The world is coming to an end. But I must say to you that the world's been coming to an end since I was a child, and that is a very, very long time ago. And I think let's not worry about it. There's not much that we can do about it. And not only that, Mint Diggity celebrates 2 months of membership. Thank you, Mint Diggity. Am I Team JMO or Team Penny and the Big Dork? Oh, I think that may come up in what we're going to do. So here's the story. We are normally stream on sorry, I've got to turn that friggin' someday I'll learn how to do this. Normally we stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I missed yesterday, so I wanted to get one in tonight. And of course, my link is wrong, Final Boss. I wanted to get that one in tonight, and my boy NJ Ranger is going on at about 8, so we'll try to wrap up here about 8:15 or so. And I see the guy who was supposed to get the link is in chat, so let me pop it to him. But I hear we're getting, he's everywhere. So let's see if we can pop our boy the link. But I will answer this question. I do not know much about Penny and the Big Dork. But I am really a fan of new creators. And I think it takes some time, as I'm proving, to get comfortable with this. And, there's no like school for learning how to stream. So what I've been doing is the last couple of episodes, I've been redirecting people to Penny and the Big Dork after my show is over, when we'll go there. And I would love to say, I would probably fall on the side of a Pen and the Big Dork. All right. So I apparently screwed up the super tip link. So let me put that in the chat real quickly. But as you all know, this is not a big money maker for me. I'm here because I enjoy it, and I'm also a smug prick. So that's the other reason. All right. And we will replace the pin message. and Final Boss will check it for us and help to make sure that we are in the right place with that. Yeah, it's been quite interesting, the stuff that's been going on. Cardiff not going to Hackamania, Mersh not going to Hackamania, all sorts of crazy shit. Wait. Yeah, the Oza guy Panhandler has been so busy his face is falling asleep. Every time I watch a show, I hear about Panhandler, having been on a show the day before or the night before. But Panhandler does have the link to this show, so if he wants to pop in, he is welcome to. And we will move over here, and we will move over there, and went on and played. And sorry, guys, I need Mrs. Buckman to come back so I don't have to be taking care of my dog as much as I have been. Take that out, and let's take that out, and let's take that out, and clean up this screen a wee bit. And so, yeah, there's I guess the karmic stuff has been kind of topping it. The John stuff, the John with Adam Bush getting trounced. I don't think I've talked about that. But let's go. Let's pop in. Let's pop into some of these things. I've been advised to, I get advisors, and we will. AB will talk about this, but in any event, I get advisors. Suggesting that I ignore stuff, and the thing is that they're probably 100% right, but some stuff I don't particularly want to ignore as much as I would like to clear it up, which I know is never going to happen in the Dabbleverse. But as I've been looking, I've been finding out that these universes are all the same, and they all seem to follow the same procedure, and the trolls and whatnot are all the same. So there we go. But let's talk about Hackamania. I mentioned this to somebody today. I suspect that Mersh. Start off with Cardiff. I suspect that Cardiff is not coming to Hackamania because of scheduling and not any other reason. But I do think it's funny that we will make it about John, and John will, it'll give John another win that he didn't have before, and that'll be cool. But the deal with Hackamania was always, it was fun, and it was a fun event. But for some reason, this Hackamania, it's fist fights and who's going to beat who and all that other crazy stuff. So I'm not a fan of that, but I do look forward to Hackamania, and I'm hoping that it turns out to be like the other Hackamanias that I've been to, which are and have been fantastic. And this is very funny. I'm trying to. I had a Jersey Rat clip up, but when I was moving around, I hit the button, and now there's literally a Dirty Jersey Rat about rats in Jersey, so that's pretty funny. And there we go. All right, let's get back here. So let's go back to Dirty Jersey. And pull this up and see, and then we'll run through. Oh, there we go. Da 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 da. So apparently, your boy Schmuel seems to annoy some people. I'm kind of shocked by that, but I have no idea why. And I thought I was gonna run through a little bit of a clip here from last night's BYB, and we'll talk a little bit about Ava and JMO and the Quad Father, but we're not going to dwell on it. I just kind of want to say my piece. But the thing that I find hilarious is I was talking to another creator, and one of the things that happens is as a creator why you do things, so why you took a certain action or something, or why you didn't. And it's hilarious because people assume that you did, right? That you had this other motivation in mind. So I wanted to clear that up a wee bit. And so I'm going to pop in to this. All right. So Cardiff not going is a bummer to me because I enjoy Cardiff a lot. I think Cardiff's one of the better people in the Dabbleverse. He's really creative, and I also think that we probably wouldn't have Tukey if we didn't have Cardiff. That Cardiff really helped get him a little more focused and really get into it. I have no idea what the OJ and Tukey stuff is. That's a mystery to me, and we never know. And I agree with the final boss. The big loss is Mersh not going because that means Ice won't. People are accusing Mersh of lying and et cetera about his not going to Hackamania. And I don't know. I do know that he's had a long-standing beef with Kumia. I mean, it goes back a really long time. And these two guys really don't like each other. So anything is possible, and I guess we can believe what we want. But, but who knows? Yeah, Johnny Chopsticks, Cardiff pulled an OJ. He's going to be sick that weekend. Or Nick. Or the whole OJ thing was so, weird. But OJ's kind of a sensitive fella. So we'll go there. And look at this. Hold on a second. Yeah, Mr. Panhandler.
Hey, Schmuel.
YouTube's going to start charging you because you're on so much.
I was listening to this walking upstairs, or I was a little behind. You should stop having me on. Like, when I look at your numbers, your lowest views is usually when I'm on. Like, and that's, and that's consistent with a lot of shows that I go on. So everyone should stop having me on. I was doing some analytics in my boredom and my ego, and I was like, oh, this is not helping my ego whatsoever.
I don't know that that's true. But look, the numbers will take care of themselves.
Yeah, it's not my show, so I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I'm definitely a views killer. Need to change.
I'm there. Look, but people do like us together, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's the shows you're going on, not here. But I did hear you talking shit about me on the Pineapple Show.
I thought I defended you. I thought I defended you, saying that it's not all smugness. I think you're running a show. You're looking at the chat. You're looking at your notes. You're doing things, when they were saying that you're not the best active listener in the world. I kind of defended you, I thought. No,
it was fine. I'm kidding. And
I still don't understand. Like, I know Ava explained it, and then we got kind of in the quagmire of the striking debate. But the original beef before, you had an issue with her striking. I still don't understand. I'm not asking you because I don't want to bore everybody else again, but I still don't know what the original beef was pre-striking gate. Right, because
God,
she used to come on the show a lot. I've been on the show with her a few times on your show. You guys seem to get along, or we're good together. So I'm very confused.
well, the good news is that Abba seems to be doing fine without me, and I'm happy. I'm happy for her. The striking stuff annoys me. You
Yeah,
know.
no, I didn't even want to get in the striking conversation. I'm just saying she tried to explain it again. There was a fracture of beef, in my opinion, before any of that stuff happened, or a disagreement, and that's what I was trying to get to. Like
Well, when she
something was
started going on Stuttering John's show, right, there was with me, and then defending Stuttering John, and not wanting to admit much of the shit that John does. Um, I, that was the start of it. I didn't know whether she was trolling him or whether she was a true believer. But I just I found it distasteful,
Yeah,
right?
I wanted to get into it with her and John, and she was late. She had some things going on. I didn't know. Echo didn't know she was going to pop on at all. But yeah, there were some conversations I would like to have with her about just the whole John relationship. It's kind of interesting to me. So
Yeah, and defending the defense of John was there, and then part of it stems from way back months and months ago when she used to come on during last summer. She told us on stream that she had gone past John's kid's house. That she went there, she saw all of the cameras, this and that and the other thing, like, and leave us alone. And there was never any mention of Shuli. And it was it seemed to me later on to be revisionist history, and that you know she'd done it. She'd already done it. She'd already said she'd done it. She'd said she'd done it on our show. It wasn't a big deal, and then all of a sudden it became a big deal. So I I don't know. I wound up in this thing of not knowing what to believe and who to believe, and it came off to me as if she had been on Shirley's show a bunch. Shirley stopped sending her the link, and she went over to she just switched over to John stuff, and then was mad at Shirley. So this was the thing to do.
now,
Now,
in your
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
No, I
no,
was
no,
going to
go.
say, in your mind, is it irreparable? Or I know you don't want to have her on your show because of the striking thing, and I understand that, and I don't even want to go down that road. But would you go on another stream with her, like on another channel, kind of like
Well,
you do with Dan on the Pineapple Show? Not really a debate, just stream with her.
not
No, okay,
not right now. I mean, Husey asked me to come on today, and I turned it down because I didn't want to go on there with her. But I'm going to get into. I have a clip from BYB last night, and we'll talk. We'll get into that a little bit, but she's certainly getting enough shows and going enough places that Schmuel Talk it can't be that important.
no, I'm not
So
even ragging on you. I thought I enjoyed being on the stream with her. I'm one of the few guys that I don't really necessarily, excuse me, have that big of a problem with her. The striking thing's a different conversation, but I find her interesting as well for whatever reason. I guess because we're two totally different people, but I kind of like her on streams pre John relationship. The whole post John things have gotten strange for me. But anyway, go to the clip. Sorry.
no, it just for me there was a bunch that just there. How do I say this? I just sometimes things just fall apart.
Sure.
You're friends with somebody and then things just change.
Okay.
And I don't know. There was something about it that just changed. And let's just. But my part of the thing that I have with Ava is Ava thinks she's smarter than everyone else, and but she also seems to be very, whatever show she's on, that seems to be the person that she gets along with, you know. And I find that somewhat. I get accused of ball washing and clout chasing and all that stuff, but let's talk about it. I mean, it's come on. I mean, 4 or 5 months ago, her and JMO were like threatening each other, and now they're buddy buddy on stream, and it's like, all
Yeah, I
right,
know she had a problem with Neil too, and I saw them on stream the other day together. And
right, they're on
yeah,
the same other BYB stream, so it's like, I don't get it. I do understand settling beefs. I do understand,
sure.
getting along, and I do understand all that stuff. But when at your core you're saying someone is so wrong and such a piece of shit, and then you're there yucking it up with them a little bit.
This is my whole problem with some of Merce's relationships. No, I get it when you say really shitty things about each other, and then again, you can kind of settle or not like have this ongoing ever green battle or whatever. But to be buddy buddy, that's where I got like I've said it before. If you hate somebody, hate them with everything you have.
JMO, she said, sorry, what am I supposed to do? Hit her.
Yes, JMO. Yes.
That would, that's one solution. But look, there's a wide chasm, right? I mean,
Violence
those-
answers a lot of questions, solves a lot of problems. So I'm on the total opposite spectrum. I think violence is a good thing. So yes, JMO hit her. And plus, I think Ava would kick JMO's ass up and down the street, and I'd love to watch that. I think Ava would kick my ass, to be honest with you. So
it actually would be, what do you call it? Seeing them go at it would actually be pretty funny. So let's see if I can do a clip. This is Unbanned Josh Jenny fan is not a fan of anyone. Panhandler often says he has nothing to offer and should never be on shows, yet he keeps taking links and not disproving it.
I think Josh, maybe he was late where I came on and said, you have the lowest views. Schmuel has the lowest views usually when I'm on compared to other guests, and so do some other shows. So I know Josh is a big fan of mine. I get a lot of his encouraging notes and tweets and mainly chats. So I like it. Please keep doing it. Him and that other CCCK guy, I don't know if they're the same person or not, but they definitely agree a lot on their opinion of me anyway. And I am here for it.
Yeah, and Sam Bibley, right? It's perfectly understandable why you would no longer like her, but you banned her from the chat and gave what sounded like a BS reason. It's the reason, whether or not people like it or don't like it, not, that I can't do anything about that. It is what it is. But I just think it's, what do you call it? This stuff, it's all such silliness, and I did this to have fun. And if I don't have fun, or if somebody's not giving me my, what I want, then we don't have to do it.
Yeah,
So-
but I am on the other side where I think banning from the chat. I don't agree with that. Like I would let her chat, but again,
Yeah, I was gonna look. The deal is, we'll get into it. Hold on
Okay.
a second.
I did feel that the other night there was some tension with John and Ava.
We got past that. I showed up on a show like 10 minutes ago, and like I have a health condition where you have to have blood removed every month, and so you're loopy sometimes. And I came home and he was like, "Come on," and I was like, "Okay." I was still kind of dizzy. He's like, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "No, I had a phlebotomy. It's what it's called if you have like hemochromatosis." And it like weirded him out, and he threw me out.
Hemochromatosis means too much iron in your blood. Anything
Very
hemo,
aware.
right?
Yeah.
Hemochromatosis, too much iron in your blood, rarely happens to women before menopause. But there we go.
Wow.
You want to hear about your yucky disease? You want to hear about your yucky desert disease? Get out of here.
In a way, that's worse than what I'm. All right.
That's actually really good, JMO, because like they don't understand why, and one of the only things you can chalk it up to is like maybe it's some from fucking Pakistan or some shit, and it's just some weird desert disease out there.
Well, what is it? People sell their plasma or whatever. It's the same process, really. It's just
now, and I was like, maybe I should have found another way to say it.
people. You would have felt more comfortable if you were doing it for money. I think. Like, if you were
I was like, no, I'm not drunk. I just got home.
He probably just doesn't want any competition for like who's the biggest like
Dick?
He's got OCD. No, he's got OCD. He doesn't want you like out crippling him. You know what I mean?
Oh.
He doesn't need any competition on that.
Whatever. He's never thrown me off before. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, what are you guys talking about?
are you here to discuss your banning? Are you?
So, Mersh, yeah, how does it affect men? It's too much iron in your blood, and it can fuck up your heart and your liver and a bunch of organs. And the reason why women don't have it is because they menstruate every month. And when they menstruate, it does the same thing as the phlebotomy does. So it's not something that men have. I mean, that women have normally.
You're banned.
No, he
From
threw me
Buckman?
off. I had just gotten home, and then Quad sent me the link, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. There's plenty of questions to ask Ava. Congratulations, good job.
Mersh says, it was a joke, Schmuel. I know it was, Mersh, but if I didn't get serious about it, I wouldn't be me, would I?
With the whole Adam Bush thing, everybody's giving you props for getting him back on and having that back and forth. That was great. We
agree,
appreciate it because without you, pretty much that whole thing would have been about 2 minutes long, and you made it happen. So good job on you.
Thank you. I watched your broadcast yesterday, and if you understand that, then I understand why you were accusing me of wanting to be on the screen. I don't have control over that, and if I would have left the room, that wouldn't have got
I kind of wanted to get past this John stuff.
into stress how much I didn't want my like icon thing in the middle of that, and like I just didn't want to be in that back and forth. But you can believe me or you cannot.
No, whatever. I've noticed that over time that you seem to be around when shit's going down, and you
Been in the middle of like more fights that are legendary than I have. Come on, man.
well, not even being part of the fight necessarily, just like being in the middle on the screen when some shit's going down. Like
He wasn't.
and whatever. I wasn't even calling you an attention whore by any means. I was just saying like you do like to be around when shit's going down.
He told me
What-
to stay,
no
and I still was like, and quietly turned the camera off because I just did not want to be in the middle of that. But
you
if I
got chastised for it too. He was like, "I can't believe you got off there. You're supposed to mediate." And I was like,
yeah,
oh,
and
God.
if in that moment, instead of just turning my camera off, if I'd have left the room, then he would have been really mad at me because I think he wanted to have Adam on with me there, and so I just want to make that clear.
Oh, he definitely wanted backup. He wanted you. He wanted this. He would have had a whole team attacking, and he's done that in the past. Like the last time Nasty Neil was on, how many people were on screen attacking Neil? Like 5 people were there. John was like the least attacking person on the screen when that happened. I do remember that.
Absolutely, yeah. But I just really did not want even my like icon thing to be in the middle of that. It embarrasses me when people play the clip and it's there. Just for future understanding about. Okay.
No, like I'm also I did give John a bad time too because like
What are
all
you
these
looking
guys
for
that don't know how to run StreamYards.
Trying to get up
Yeah,
to
I don't know about
Thank
this.
you. This guy gets it.
where
It was, by the way, like
we
anyone
talk
that
about
wants to
Ava and
understand,
JMO.
like how stupid Buckman is.
Here we
But
go.
now, what happened
That
with
was a
you
good
in the
drop.
Buckman? What happened with you in the
Yes.
Buckman?
I don't know about
Thank
this.
you. This guy gets it.
It was by the way, like anyone that wants to understand like how stupid Buckman is, like he's not a bright person. Like JMO, when you just watch those two interacting with each other, JMO is just very sober and articulate and just navigating Buckman, asking the most like infantile questions but just saying them articulately, and it's the juxtaposition is just so clear.
Christopher Martin, 1972. That's some crew you had on Husey Tonight Schmuel. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Ava, she's not like other girls. She's a man. Panhandler rules. Thank you for the $4.99, Chris.
Thanks, Chris, and get your $50.
And so
back,
I was commenting on
baby.
that. The thing that made him throw me off, he keeps trying to. The reason that he's lashing out at me and threw me out is because I hurt his feelings and I've gotten into his head. And the reason he threw me out is because he was asking you these retarded questions. So then I would be like, that is such a stupid question, and I would explain why. Because he's basically like, this is what he does. He'll ask you a question. He'll be like, hey, so like, what are some really interesting things that are going on in the Dabbleverse? And it's like, like he just throws the whole burden of responsibility of the show on every guest he interacts with. He's like, what's something that's interesting? And it's like, why don't you ask an interesting question, you imbecile? And so I was just kind of chatting that. And then he started going back.
Yeah, so I'm asking the guy who co-hosts a show that reviews the Dabbleverse 3 times a week. What are some of the interesting things going on in the Dabbleverse? What a terribly stupid question.
Back and forth with you about something stupid, and then people are making fun of that. And so he was like, well, if I ask questions, then everyone jumps on me about that. But if I just like talk about something stupid, then everyone jumps on me about that. And then so I chatted, why don't you ask good, interesting questions? And then he banned me from the show.
There you go.
It was very stale. It was very like,
I wasn't reading Ava's chats. That's actually the whole deal. Is I wasn't paying attention to what she said. I kind of had decided to ban her before the show, and so I wasn't really reading them. But I was waiting for it, and I just had my finger on there. I just, the striking thing, the reason for the striking was, I guess you could say, the straw that broke the camel's back with me. And it's not that it's Schmuel, it's that it's because she struck, because she was butthurt, even though she says on here that that's not true.
60 minutes. I even told him, I was like, it's like a 60-minute interview. Like, what? You know what I mean? But they got came on there with half a face, and he was like, yeah, we'll change. He's like, this is dumb. We're doing something else.
Should get like a Phantom of the Opera mask.
That would be well, he's got one. It's his face now.
I feel like you're giving him too much credit, JMO, because earlier in that chat, I'd said, like, you make Larry King look like Mike Wallace, which is a reference I knew he would get, because Larry King asks these stupid, like, questions. And then he later...
Chris Mack, Abba is terrible at arguing, but effective at constantly reframing things when pressed on. They're clearly delusional points of view, ergo making himself seem erudite and well-versed in the chat. My bigger issue is the goalposts keep moving with Ava. You never get an answer to an actual question. And then commits to a position.
He did a callback to it saying that he was like, I forgot, like somebody that's more reputable. So it was in his head. I was in his head, and he threw me out for that and blamed it on like that strike from a few months ago.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. All going on. All this was going on while he's also asking me these Dateline questions. He was like,
they're not even Dateline.
Like, hold on a second, let me address this free chat about Ava being banned.
Dude, I feel like you're even still giving him too much credit with like Dateline questions. His questions, if you really deconstruct them, are the most banal, stupid. Like, if they're childish, he's a child.
Well, he asked me like who.
This is part of my deal was, or is, I think Ava is childish. She gets in these little like fights and arguments, and then persists in them. I don't know. You probably disagree with me. We can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm a real pro. She does get like a dog with a bone, where regardless of the topic, it seems to never end or get to a point. There's always almost like a marketing department. There's a lot of words to some things that could, use some brevity. I think, and I don't know if the fruit is in the chat or not. He might have been getting frustrated yesterday with even the striking question, because it just, the answer does seem to go on for a long time. Like we almost need like one of those presidential debate 2-minute timers things. Sometimes brevity is good. Basically, you don't have to keep on explaining. I mean, that's just the way Ava is, and that's her personality. But get to the point is what I feel like saying sometimes. And
there's a lot of change that goes on.
And it's probably deliberate. I mean, it's probably the way the way her debate, her arguing style is, like Chris Mack was just alluding to. It's just kind of, there's no real hard point. There's a lot of outs to it, to what her statements sometimes, or a lot of different ways she can go with it.
Right. Look, it's tiresome is the main word that I can use.
He asked me like what I think it was like the most exciting person that I've been.
Yeah, he just keeps in different ways. That's what he does. He's like, just a different way to keep asking the person he's interviewing, what's something interesting? Who's someone that's interesting?
I like
what is the thing? What is the thing that will entertain the audience?
Tell me what's happening. Yeah.
Well, the best
my
one,
favorite part.
So, this guy spent a bunch of time as a co-host on BYB, right? We had him on the show. I had him on the show because I've been interested in the things that he does. So, I asked him what's one of the most interesting things, or who did you talk to that surprised you? Any of those things. And there were no answers. I don't know. And, no offense to JMO, but after the show, the DMs on his performance were not, they were not stellar reviews, if I can say that.
He had all these documents. Sorry. He had all these documents. Like he prepared, and that's what the document said is these stupid questions.
Did it? Yeah. The fact that he wrote those down is wild.
It's so bad.
But my favorite part was when he asked me, like, again for like the 19th time, how I got into the Dabbleverse. And then I told him, and he was like, "No, I think you're wrong about that." And I was like, "I'm not," but I didn't want to have an argument. I'm like, "I'm not going to argue about this." Well, actually, the dork from Pity and the Dork, he actually looked into it, and then he was like, "No, Schmuel, you're wrong." He actually was absolutely right about it. And it's crazy because it's when I started, so you would think I'd remember. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I remember where it was.
One of the best ones with you. He was.
What I was questioning JMO about was the HRO, the timing of when JMO came in, and the HRO with Aaron. Because JMO said he came in July, and the HRO against Patrick didn't happen until October.
Yeah, because I thought he came
right. So, sorry, JMO.
He's like, so have you ever considered doing your own live stream? I know that you've done some of your own live streams, and then left you to answer that question that he just negated. It's like, have you ever done your own live streams? I know that you've done your own live streams. Go.
See,
what the fuck is JMO supposed to say? And you're just like, you're like an adult talking to her. You're like, yes, I have done my own live streams, but I could do more, but I haven't done them.
I'm lazy.
I love just deconstructing Buckman. He is a fucking.
JMO came into this thing, and JMO and I talked early, and JMO was going to do his own show, and that was sort of the goal at the time.
I feel like right there she was being petty because JMO started with the car streams and the whole KB blocking thing, and then he's doing these kind of 15, 10-minute things before work or after work. And I know he's done a few streams from his studio or his desk or whatever, but he hasn't done a lot of single, like, standalone shows on his channel. So I saw what you were getting at, like, kind of fish or cut bait. Are you going to but are you going to be a co-host or a guest host type guy, or are you going to do your own show? Or are you going to do something on your own channel?
What do you want to do? Why are you streaming? Like, what's your why do we do this? And the answer could have been, I didn't like doing live streams by myself. I just want to have fun. I have fun co-hosting, and that's what I want to do. Not terror. They're questions.
One of the few times I'm on your side with this particular instance. So no, I get where you were going with that.
And hit the like button, you cowards. That's right. I love it. But yeah,
and I wrote down questions because I wanted to make sure I asked questions that would give JMO plenty of room to answer them and to talk and to let people see who he was and find out who he was. And that's kind of what we do here. One of the things with the Saturday night streams has always been to let people come on and talk about who they are, and let's find out, if they're interesting and where they're going to go. You are, an example of that, right? Like you came on, you were interested. Like it was interesting. We had a good rapport.
Right, and we knew each other prior, or we met each other a couple of times in person. We've hung out a little bit, hung around at the bar together, and spent time together. So I do think it is difficult, especially I'm just speaking for myself. So it's kind of defending JMO when it's one-on-one and you don't stream a lot with that person, or I know you have in the past, and I don't know if it's just specifically one-on-one. There is like kind of a feeling out period. Like I think I remember one time I was with Eckel and W and Swerg, and I never streamed with Swerg and Eckel at the same time, or Swerg at all. and I was stepping on all of them. Like the entire time, I was like the worst one, and that's saying something out of those 4. So, and I think it was just because I had no feeling for it. I had no idea, and I'm not very good at this to begin with. So I think that was part of it too. When it's just one-on-one, it is difficult if there's not a relationship sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or a prior relationship, or, you know, just can be awkward, just like in person, a first date or something like that. Why am I defending everyone? I've really lost my balls between yesterday.
I know, right?
I have noticed that.
What
Like,
is going
okay, I was
on?
watching someone like Penny and the Dork today, and he was interviewing Mr. Panhandler, and it was a lot of that too. It was like, so what are your favorite shows? What do you think about this and that? And it was like, yeah, same stuff. Like you,
And these are people he talked
you
to
and
about.
JMO seem like the same kind of guy. You both are co-hosts on shows. I think he does shows with BYB, and it was just like, huh? Like it's almost like when you interview a comedian and you're like, so where did you start in comedy?
No, it's that SNL Chris Farley interviewing Paul McCartney thing. It's like, so remember the time like you were in the Beatles? But like even that is better than what Buckman does. 'Cause Buckman doesn't even do the Beatles reference. It's just like say
Some
something.
people get nervous, like to ask people things. Like I don't. Like I think our first interview with Abba, I asked her, did it hurt when she got her tits? Like I was
Yes.
like, that hurt, right? And she was like, yes. Nobody's asked. And I was like, yeah, that has to hurt, right? Like there's no way it doesn't. And she was like, yeah, no, it absolutely hurt. And I was like, I thought it did.
Yeah, like because you're naturally
Kind of hard
'cause you're
getting
actually-
questions America
well,
wants.
you're a curious person about the people around you. Buckman is a tyrant and does not care about anything but himself. And when people talk about him, it's fat.
That's right.
It's
That's why we
astounding,
need
this
to
show.
fight the Buckman. Yeah, hate the Buckman. Everybody needs to start hating that guy more. Tukey should lead the charge. He kind of already has, actually.
Yeah, I
but
think he does. Yeah.
The Schmuel is he thinks he's big time big shit too. Like that you're starting to drive me crazy with that ego there, Schmuel. But everybody keeps watching him and watching his show like every time he goes
Viewership is
live
up
with
a lot.
hundreds of viewers. It's like, what do you guys? This old guy with this old Bell palsy stroke victim next to him. You guys
Hey,
suck,
now.
dude. But we do want you to get better
Well,
soon, Mr. Panhandler. Even though you're trash, you suck.
Somebody seems a little butthurt, huh?
You're getting a lot of that lately. And I love it. But yeah, I don't know why you really are getting a lot of shit lately from whether it be Dan or Chow, a little bit of BYB. And I do want to shout out to BYB because I caught some of this at the end of it, and usually that's a tough show, and Quad, he gets in the mud, as I've said before, and I don't have an issue with him, but they were very, very kind. So I do appreciate it. Before I shit on him, I just want, or I'm not going to shit on him, but I just at least want to acknowledge that they were there's been a lot of empathy. Sorry, I know I'm getting off the top here. I think maybe I'm on my period. And it's very disappointing in the Dabbleverse. People have been very kind and very nice. Fucking stop. Just everyone stop. Go talk to Unvan Josh Denny fan and take a cue from him. Thank you. Sorry to go on a tangent.
Well, that's been my experience with the Dabbleverse, is that when you meet people or when you talk to them and you stream with them, they're actually very cool and they're very nice. This fake beef shit, that stuff makes me nuts. If you got a beef, that's one thing, but that was always my issue with Dan, was trying to inorganically create stuff. The beef on the range is better than the one that they make, in the back room at Purdue.
You're the worst. And Schmuel is worser than you. So take that. I think the number one thing. So you said you got kicked off for whatever. I think he was saying that he's never going to have you on. Oh, Mr. Penheller was saying that today on Penny and the Big Dork, that the reason Schmuel doesn't want anything to do with you is because you struck Schuley.
But when you deconstruct that with him, and he won't have me on, so I can't walk him through this. I've done it. I've spent a lot of super chat money, like putting him on the spot. No, it's because I know how to fuck with his head, and he started responding, and he started protecting himself from it. And no, he loves Shuli. He'll defend Shuli. I know. I don't want to keep rehashing the strike thing. Shuli did the same strike for the same reason. Schmuel just decided that it's because I got my feelings hurt. But if you look at the DMCA strike, it doesn't have anything to do with anything other than copyright. And so,
right. And during a divorce, when the guy goes down, when the person goes down and files a police report, they don't put in there that, oh, my butt was hurt, right? You're not going to write to YouTube and say, oh, I want a DMCA because my ass was hurt. The story is that Ava said, while I was on stream with her, is that they had used tweets, or I'm sorry, they had used YouTube posts that were public, then she had privated them. And then that's why she went after them on the DMCA, that they knew that she was going to private them, although they didn't. And she was upset about that. And that's what the strike was about. So, yeah, the DMCA was your excuse to get YouTube to take it down, but you had it taken down because you were butthurt. Simple as that.
But for some reason,
Feel free to pop in at any time and argue.
I mean, again, the whole thing confused me. I've heard Ava say that the making, and I'm tech retarded, like the boomer moniker go. I don't know anything about tech, as you know, as you see me fumble around with this stuff, as much as I make fun of you. That there were some kind of different rules or different ways to make things public when she first uploaded these videos. And excuse me if I'm screwing the story up, Ava. So she thought they were private or something like that, or they were harder to find. So they were public, so fair game. But I take a different approach to this. I would think that she's saying that, she put a lot of time and effort into writing and producing and putting these clips or these little segments together. Well, I would think getting them on a show that has 1,400 viewers on average, or over 1,000 viewers, whether they're real or not, and they do get it. TSN has a big following. I would think that would be good for her. Whether it's clowning her or not, it's probably the most amount of eyeballs that are going to see that stuff. So that was where I get kind of confused with why she's so upset. If she's saying that she put a lot of work and time into this and she wanted to develop them more or go back and rewrite it, well, it's the most views she's going to get, in my opinion.
Well,
realistically,
and then there's that, right? She says that, and then she'll say someplace else that, they were 15-year-old YouTube things that I put up and had completely forgotten that they were there, and then they pulled them off. It was almost as if she'd forgotten about all of them until Schmuel brought them up, and you could have privated them at any time, right? And the other thing is, if you're feeling like you're going to go on and you're going to shit all over somebody, what do you expect, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be the villain, you're going to, and I think she knows that she, is in, or she's on that, that side of things where she gets a lot of hate, and that's kind of her position right now in the Dabbleverse. Especially if you're teaming up with John, you got to know that you're not, if there is a good side or on the good guy, you're not one of the good guys if you're teaming up with John. That's part of the agreement you make with yourself, saying, I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to get shit on, I'm going to get a lot of hate, whatever, because I choose to go on with John. I enjoy going on with John, whatever, her reasons are her reasons, and that's fine. So, yeah, the whole thing is, and again, I have not paid that much attention to every detail of this story with the strikes and her videos and Schmuel and everything else, but the whole thing is nuts to me. I mean, it's kind of taken on a life of its own.
Right. And there's never been at any point have I seen Ava have any self-awareness.
That's its whole verse, though. We're lacking a lot of self-awareness and doubt. I mean, look at me. I shouldn't be here. I said it before. A lot of you guys, the show creators, and I'm not saying you specifically, don't admit when they fuck up or they take a loss. I don't know if it's just some rule or an ego thing or what it is. That, yeah, I got. I mean, to me, it's so much easier to say, yeah, I got. I fucked up. I was wrong. Make fun of me.
Right, and you can say that. Hang on one second.
Hanging on.
Sorry, I'm Peter Sky Parkering listening to myself on YouTube because they're saying I have an audio problem.
It might just be my fucked up speech. Are you having a stroke? Do you smell burnt almonds? That would be a hell of a show. 2 stroke victims. I'm just kidding. I didn't have a stroke.
No, I don't know. It sounds fine to me. So we're just gonna deal with it.
We were talking about the self-awareness and the lack of with Ava, and I think that it's not just Ava. I think it's the majority of content creators or guys or people that go on shows. There's a lot of lacking self-awareness.
when I spurged out on Rochi on BYB, I admitted Rochi got me. Now, I don't know if that's the self-awareness that we're looking for.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I got. I like when I spazzed out with the whole Pat's coming thing. That's a bad look. Like Final Boss reposted that clip. I was like, Jesus, I'm 50 years old. What am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bad look. And I should be rightfully clowned for swerving out on live stream over something so silly and getting emotional, as they like to say. So that's bad. You should be made fun of. I should be made fun of for that. 100%.
I think, look, we get got, but sometimes what happens is we get, at least for me, I've been gotten, or told I've been gotten, but it didn't feel like I was gotten. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to own.
I mean, I feel you get got every time you hit go live with the 17-minute ramp up to get the show going. So,
hey, we went right up tonight.
Did you? I missed my favorite part of the show tonight. So,
yeah, and so this is. I find this is one of the ones. There are several things that I find very funny. The you're in your feels, thing. So if you ignore something, then you lack self-awareness. If you say something, yeah, they got me, or whatever, then you're in your feels, and they got you there. So it's I don't know. I just, from my standpoint, it just doesn't seem like you win either way. So just do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Again, I'm giving my opinion, which matters as much as the chatters or anybody else. It's just my opinion. It's not any more or less valid than anybody else's. But I think it would go a long way, even with Kevin, who's really, I don't know. Again, I think he's just doing it to me specifically because I'm kind of an egomaniac. It's just to just admit you're not always winning. You don't make the most money. You're not the best show. And it's really gone off the rails. Like tonight was kind of maybe yesterday and today, maybe my last straw with MLC for a while. So yeah, just admit it. Just admit, yeah. Okay, I'm an old man.
All right, let's go here.
He doesn't care that or he just doesn't have enough information about the Menser Math thing. Where Schmuel got Menser Math. Menser Math was I learned this yesterday. Menser Math was
channel.
channel.
I honestly didn't know.
They struck him all over the place. Yeah, like they took him, like they struck him everywhere. It wasn't just that one strike. And Menser Math left YouTube because of them. I did one test by it, but I also said I'm not a pro strike person outside of that. We can agree to disagree about that one strike.
Though. They did right after you got booted. Like somebody brought up the fact that that Schmuel did a strike as well, and he's like, "Well, he's never in the chat, but I'll ban him as well." And I'm like, I don't.
Well, that
like I said, I'd ban Schmuel just like I banned Av. I'd be perfectly happy to do that, but I don't have any. There's nothing I can do, and this notion that I'm doing this because it's Schmuel is kind of ridiculous. It's the striking thing in general that I think could get out of hand, and people start striking left and right. I mean, Dirty Jersey Rat had to take down a clip today because of Felicia threatening a strike. But at least Felicia, for her credit, threatened it, didn't just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. You're also transphobic, too. That's a big part of banning her from the chat.
Me?
Right? Yeah.
Me? I was the only person that didn't.
It was a joke, Tom.
I know, but I am the only. But that was my other thing, is I never brought it up the whole time unless she wanted to talk about it. Never called her him. Never did any of that. It was whatever.
I didn't mean that, and I don't think that.
I know, but I can't fix stupid here with her. So go ahead.
That's where Vince the lawyer went on with Schmuel and fucking crushed him with that question, the line of questioning where he got him to admit, yeah, striking shit behind a paywall is bad. Like that was brilliant on Vince the lawyer's part.
It was, and that's such an important clip because he walked Schmuel through every angle outside of the fair use component of it. And so if somebody wants to attack me like Schmuel, like, and you watch that VTL
outside the fair use component, but isn't the fair use component the most important component?
Thing, like Schmuel is worse than anything that Schmuel could accuse me of, and that was presented to him by me in super chats. Schmuel just keeps doing this thing where he just pretends like he forgot, and just like the next day he's like, oh, Abba's just striking everyone. And it's just like, no, Abba's just critiquing you and it's hurting your feelings and you're getting tyrannical about it. He has no principles about any of that shit.
Right.
Like,
and you are right about him being like a gigantic Schmuel, defender, I guess is a good way to put it.
Ball washer.
Before Adam Bush ever came on the show and had that conversation with me about Schmuel and the Schmuel new thing and had me explain exactly what that meant to me, not what it means to you, it's what it means to me. Schmuel was all over that shit. Yeah. He was like, I want to come on your show and talk to you about that. And then he kind of ambushed me, not Adam Bushed me. He ambushed me.
Yeah.
Different thing completely. But yeah.
Schmuel did?
Yeah, Schmuel. Oh, yeah. Whatever. With some like old news shit, but he didn't know.
Quadfathered you. He quadfathered the quadfather. You hate it.
No. We're calling it Adam Bushing people now. That's the vernacular has changed in the Dabbleverse. Thank you very much. Keep up, JMO.
But with Blackman,
Super interesting that the one person known for ambushing in the universe got upset that I brought up the fact that he was sending out pictures of kids while accusing Schmuel of, ignoring ESO stuff, right? So, That's my ambush.
and it's like the most fun part about it is like if you just put a little work into it, you can see that all of his opinions are just based on whether someone would let him on his show or whether they would go on his show. Like I remember confronting him about comics. It's like, if comics would have had you on the show, would you be saying these things about him? And he was like, I can't answer that.
I can't answer that because I never talked to Karmic. So how am I supposed to answer that question? Right?
Yeah. Again, I see what you're doing in your reply to her comments, her accusations, her insults, or whatever. But this would go, I think, a lot smoother if you guys streamed together and hammered it out. You know what I'm saying? Like her watching you and commenting, and then you watching her. And it's not just you. This happens all the time. Like I'd just rather see two people hash it out because I think it's good content, and I like when people argue. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get you to change your mind. Because this will go on.
I'm sure that
she'll have a reply to your reply to watching her.
I'm sure that at some point it's going to happen. But the thing is, there is no sense in debating or talking to Ava because everything changes every time you talk to her. It always becomes different, right? This is just strictly DMCA, that part, but when we talked about it originally on stream, it was something else. And it constantly changes. Ava doesn't like me, right? This is the whole deal. And the minute I banned her from the chat, she sent messages to Mersh and to other people that I have streamed with. The one to Mersh was he ratted you. She tried to rat me out to Mersh, saying that I attacked him on my show on Saturday night.
Imagine
just
Mersh
such a fucking pussy move.
Way. I mean, Mersh wouldn't care either way. I wouldn't think. And that's
Mersh's response was, it wasn't an attack. It was more than that, but it was like, yeah, it wasn't an attack. I said what I said.
He still used dicks into me on everything. I think, so I can't see his.
Who
stuff.
has Smersh or?
Yeah.
So in any event, but yeah, and I just kind of you're probably right, and we should just move on from this. But
no, I can understand you wanting to respond. I just think it'd be eventually if you guys just hash it out.
It's not even that. It's not even that I really want. I don't. There's nothing. I don't win anything by responding to this. And probably would be best left to just ignore it. But it annoyed me. So if that's in my feelings, then yeah, it's in my feelings.
I get you wanting to respond. I understand.
But it annoyed me, and JMO annoyed me, right?
You annoy me, so we're all even.
No, but if you're gonna look, the thing is, if you know you're coming on a show, right? Bring something with you.
But did he know, or did you pull a Schmuel and send him the link like last minute, Larry? Like,
no, we talked about this. It was like a week before that we were going to do
gave him a heads
this,
up. Okay.
And I think I said like some interview questions, stuff like that.
But that speaks to a different, or the same issue that I've been talking about for the last few weeks. guys like, and this isn't even a shot at J-Mo, guys like me and J-Mo and a host of others that don't really do anything, don't really prepare anything, maybe there should be, not maybe, there should be fewer of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not going to at least, there was one person I streamed with for the first time I've never streamed with, and I asked if they wanted me to prepare anything just because I had some time, and they gave me a heads up, and they're like, no. But if you're not like kind of a professional or somebody who's done this for years, and you haven't streamed with the person to like riff or to vamp, it's not that easy or entertaining that people are going to watch. Like, even when I came on, I was like, what the fuck are you two doing? Because it did seem low energy, and it was just it didn't seem to be going well. And I was annoyed because it was the one Saturday night that I don't think KB went on, or he didn't go on till later. Like, you didn't have a ton of competition, and your reviews were pretty good. I'm like, come on, let's try and get something going, type thing. So
Yeah,
I just wanted a chance to shit on you before the show ended.
Well, I brought on a guy who said, Schmuel, if you want to continue in this YouTube space, you're going to have to grow a beard. Them's the rules. Detroit, I'm trying. I've been trying for months. This is Aussie guy. If you want him to bring something, then you need to tell them to. And Detroit, thank you for the $4.99. I actually really appreciate it. If you want to bring something, then you need to tell them to. Look, that's
agree with that.
it's a valid argument. But if it's just supposed to be a talk and you're getting asked questions, right? Have answers to the questions.
Well, you brought up his chat earlier, but we didn't read it because we were watching the clip. But I thought it was a good point. Like, he was doing a one-on-one show, and I think I might have been the one or the only guest, or maybe the two. So maybe I ruined it. But to Aussie Guy's credit, like, he was very prepared with a ton of questions, and if he thought I was struggling, I felt like he would throw a lifeline or he would jump in. Like, again, I would think it's tough to interview, especially if you don't know somebody that well. But I think you have to be uber prepared. And I'm not saying you weren't, but I'm saying where you have to do the heavy lifting.
The Aussie guy's great, and
I want to go that far.
does a great show, and it's well prepared, and the clips, everything he does, great. But I'm not him, and I had talked to J-Mo many times before,
right?
And he was always talkative, and there was always something to say. Right? And always had anything. And Saturday, nothing. Right?
Please tell me you're going down the conspiracy road that he deliberately tried to sabotage Schmuel.
No. I just don't think there's I've made this mistake before, and I've misunderstood.
I'll start that rumor.
Yeah. Thought there might be something there, and there was nothing there. And, it was a Saturday night stream, so there wasn't a point. There wasn't something that we were going.
Right, I get that it's more laid back and it's more like just kind of free flowing and sees the chat or whatever. I mean, other content or other shows do that too. Like, we're just gonna nothing really prepared. I maybe have one or two things, but we're just gonna kind of wing it. No, I get that too.
Right, and there was Mint Diggity, right? Oh, hold on. You didn't challenge him on anything. What was there to be challenging about?
If he truly does go balls deep is what my first question.
Balls deep?
That's what Mint and J-Mo or Chow are always talking about. J-Mo saying J-Mo goes balls deep. Forget it.
Oh, really?
That one didn't land. I'll wear that one. Forget it.
Sorry. No. It's fine. Look, man. I just It is what it is, and the stream is what it is, and I do what I do, and that's pretty much the way it is. I brought J-Mo on because I assumed that he had something to say, and that being on BYB for as long as he has would be interesting, and he would talk about that. He would talk about his show. There was none of that, and that was the reason for the questions.
All right. Well, again, is J-Mo now banned from the show?
No. Has
Oh, damn it.
JMO struck anyone? I got one person banned.
I'm just.
There's
all
one.
right.
No. But I got one person banned. And
So now we got to do free Ava and free Palestine. Jesus
well, I
Christ.
ain't doing. Yeah, and neither one of those things are coming out of me.
That's me saying it.
Yeah, and and look, my fault. If I didn't, should I have thought about it more? Should I have done something else? Should I have gone there? Should we have done what do you call it? What's the word that I'm looking for? Should we have argued? Should we have talked more about the arguments that he's been in with me and other people? We could have.
Yeah, it's also okay to have a shitty show. I mean, you should be used to it. You're right. Like it just what, and I don't think it ended up being shitty because I love me. I'm gonna pull merch. I love me some Panhandler. So, like, there's gonna be off nights sometimes. Not all gonna be banger. Like, I don't think you should read too much into it. Like, okay, it didn't go like you thought. Oh well.
That's it.
Last 50 years of my life haven't gone like I thought.
Which
You know what
which
I'm
I
saying?
was
Shit happens.
really funny is because we've done dozens of shows, but I got comments, but there were two shows, one with Panhandler and one with Robbie. Not Panhandler, I'm sorry, JMO and Robbie, and both of those shows were basically the same, right? They were duds, and
You were
that's
very mean to Robbie. We'll talk
what
about
your
that
what
another
your fail. That's the thing is the pointing out my failure, which is fine, right? But none of those people do none. Whatever. I'm not even. I'm losing it. It was but the pump and dump never came. The pump and dump never came. Uh, should I have asked about the pump and dump?
Yeah, this is the new tagline, but I think it's, and I could be wrong, and I probably am, but how Mint and Chow and Mir were accused of pumping him up and, obviously dumping JMO and they never left him. I think that's what it is, but I can't keep up with all you idiots. What's going on? But I think that's what it is.
It definitely pumped him up, for sure, 100%. JMO Inc., JMO Inc., JMO Inc.
Right, but now he's a co-host on a show, so I do see their point a little bit, right? He's still here. He lasted longer than I thought he would, to be honest. So
I know, but look, can we be honest? How many co-hosts has Quad gone through?
a lot.
I mean that's a tough show. You just 3 hours of just clip after clip after clip.
Yeah, it's a long show.
And
they do what, 3 times a week, or is it
yeah,
4?
3 times. Well,
At least 3, right?
at least 3.
Yeah.
Right. And the fuck. Look, man, I get I get Quad could dislike me or whatever it is, but it's like, dude, you've been doing this forever, and this thing just doesn't fucking move anywhere. So it's like,
No, I don't think that's fair. I do think the show, especially this last year, has gotten a lot better, and he gets decent, right? He'll get up to 150. I mean, he does have the balls, like most guys. Like, he does a show when he's going to do the show, no matter who he's going up against, and sometimes he does go up against bigger shows. But last night, I thought his views were pretty good, and he had a show a couple weeks ago with Earl that I thought was really good. Mainly because I'm a Earl queer for Earl, but it was still, I think he got a lot of positive comments. So I think his show's getting better.
okay. I mean, he gets decent. Look, he gets great numbers as far as I'm concerned, right?
Mhm.
He does fine. But at the same time, it's like you've been doing this for, 4 years or whatever it is, and the numbers don't move, right? The numbers are always this. It's essentially the same. It's the same thing that everybody says about everybody else.
Right, but even okay, Patrick, who again I think is the best show in the Dabbleverse overall. Yes, he grew huge, but now he's at that. And again, this is no way dragging him 600, 700, 800, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really going above that 1,000 mark, that the NLO, right? And again, this is not an insult by any stretch of the meaning. I'm just saying, like, it seems like there is a plateau for all shows. I think that's the problem with just any business. If you're not growing, there isn't. and there's other factors here, is obviously with the revenue, super tips, and everything else, and memberships, but the audience base or the viewership doesn't seem to grow. And maybe I'm conflating live viewers with total viewership. So I'd have to look at do his total views per episode, has that been increasing, or all shows, right? We don't just want to go off the metric. Now I'm dorking out of live views, but it seems like live views per show are very static. I don't see a lot of fluctuation, at least going up for each show. I think that's a fair general statement.
Yeah, I do the what do you call it? Total views is really the only number
Right, that's the one that matters.
that I can use. And total view wise, the stuff seems to be stagnant. And look, we've got guys like NJ Ranger on. See, I guess my point is that Quad has been telling me what to do and what I'm doing wrong, and all these other things of that nature. But yet I'm watching like NJ
Panhandler
Ranger
talks out the one side of his mouth,
come
but
in.
yet he's kind of two-faced.
Thank you, Henrik.
Thank you.
He's everywhere now too. He's another panhandler.
Look at this. A suit party, $5. Will this tip get read? Still waiting on that backflip. Thoughts on Hipstar?
Yeah, Hipstar was in your chat the other night, but I don't know much about him.
So I don't know anything about him either, other than he had my logo up and I saw it on Twitter, and pretty antisocial and and I asked Haley if she knew who he was, and she was like, he was in Canada. He's in Canada or something, but we don't really know.
Okay.
So neither of us know, but I was told that Suit Party is a Hipstar person.
Yeah, I thought Patrick might have covered him one time way back, or talked about him a little bit, maybe in 23 or early, a few years ago, but it didn't last long. Like, it was a real quick hit. I thought NLO covered him forever.
Genta 321. NJ and Quad barely break 100, just like Schmuel and Husey. NJ's only been doing this for a short period of time, right? And has done really well in a short period of time.
Yeah, Husey will get over 100, like on certain, especially when he has, Lucy Tightbox on. I mean, for stupid Mick, he's smart. He has a lot of ladies on, so that's going to help with the viewership, because they're certainly not going to listen to him.
Genta 321. Dude, speak on your own show at Husey. Husey's I like Husey. Husey's a good egg, and I think I enjoy him. And
yeah, no, I mean, again, I enjoy him as much as I would like any Euro. So yeah, no, he's decent. But I'm just saying, I think his numbers are better than 100 sometimes. Overall, he does better than 100. Like tonight, I think he had the last two shows I watched, he was hitting around the 175, 180. Again, I can only tolerate him for so long. But when I looked, they were good.
Who was that?
Husey.
Husey?
Yeah.
Sorry. I looked at the chat. Husey Entertainment, Atman Diggity, Levy's great. I think BYB gets too into the clips. It is. That's my feeling. Is it can get too into the clips, right?
Every show for the most, and I know, and I agree with Husey. Like the clip shows, the just only clip shows aren't for me for the entire time. But at the same time, it's just you and I talking, so that's not for a lot of people. Two idiots talking about stuff that's been talked about before, right? That is the problem. Like, where is the content going to come from? And I don't have that answer. If I did, I would be a guy, and I would have my own channel.
Gente, you guys are all fighting for the same audience, so none is better than each other.
Yeah, it's very cannibalistic. I mean, she does have a point. I mean, it is very cannibalistic, this world.
Yeah, which is partly why I try not to stream when other people are streaming.
Yeah, you got to stop. You guys got to stream when you want to stream, I think, or be consistent with it, because there's never going to be a good time. There's always going to be a show on.
No, I'm not. I generally am consistent. I just couldn't do yesterday. So, we came on today. So, here we are. BYB is a lot like Schmuel Talk in a lot of ways. Very possible. Very possible.
Both terrible shows. So I agree with that.
Both
If
terrible. Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
he's getting at. Yes.
Both
Terrible
shows.
co-hosts.
Both shows.
Agreed. Be nice.
AB, I love Schmuel, but not a single meaningful sentence uttered by Buckman tonight.
He's very
Anything?
consistent.
So, so again, this is from Genta. Do the show you want, block who you want, and do you. Period. I think that's actually.
Yeah, co-sign that 100%. I gave similar advice to Penny and the Big Dork. Do what you want when you want to, whether 5 viewers, 7, 500. Like, just do your show. If you truly enjoy doing it. Period. Worry about your show and not anybody else's show. Just like life. Worry about your own house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
I'm speaking in general. I'm not going at you.
No, but I happen to agree with you, right? But I also think there is an audience. There is a bigger audience than just the ones that we have in the Dabbleverse. So let's see what happens. That's the thing is, like, if you've been around like all that time, would you want? Is it possible to grow outside that audience? Like, is Patrick? Is it just these, however many people are in the Dabbleverse, and that's it, or is he able to go beyond that?
Yeah, I think Patrick is. I think Haley was trying something different today. She was doing something. I mean, there was a little Karmix coverage or whatever, but she was trying to cover a different, something non-Dabbleverse related. So I'd like more shows to at least try it. And if you eat a dick, you eat a dick or whatever, but at least try to do something else. I mean, I realize it's still watching clips, but at least it's something different and a backstory we don't know, and maybe it might be funny or interesting or lead to something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Covering the same idiots all the time is like.
And Sam Bibley, yes, obviously it's their show. You do what you want. That's so trite. It does not need saying, and it is not a response to criticism. I'm lost on that one.
I don't know. Sam's been Haas has been a little aggressive lately, and I kind of like it. So I say continue to be that way, Sam.
Good for him. And Zarzar, Pan is a caveman.
I'd agree with that.
And
100%. Neanderthal.
Little heart, little cool.
She gets it.
This is. Did I put this up about Hughesy's conspiracy theory about WATP?
No.
Change their recording time to later than they used to, so it would mess with smaller channels, or maybe it's easier for Adam Bush to join. I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, Carl has mentioned gatekeeping, and he does strike me as a bit of a gatekeeper, and probably doesn't like these smaller shows because they're not as professional in his mind, or they're not run like his show, right? So
he did say that the smaller shows are
God damn it.
Smaller shows are diluting.
There's some validity to that point. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with him.
Right, but if your show was as good as you said it was, it wouldn't matter, right?
Okay.
Like
I'm here for the Carl Schmuel beef. That's a thousand times more interesting.
I like Carl. I think Carl does a great show, but worrying about smaller shows seems to me to be ridiculous, right? But then again, we're assuming that that's what why.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing sleep over it. I just think it's a minor annoyance, like your text messages.
What would be? I don't know. Get me. Tell me why it would be an annoyance.
I just think it's an ego thing with Carl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's losing sleep or he's truly worried about, Buckman Talk or, Eckel or Dean or any of these other shows. I just think it annoys him. He thinks he's better than it. That's my impression of Carl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. No?
Right, I got you. My point is, it's my show. I can do what I want. It's obviously true. Some of your chatters think you're being disingenuous about why you banned a controversial chatter, and you're telling us to fuck off. Fair point, Sam. Fair point. And I think what I will say is the striking thing, the reaction to it, and other stuff, it just eventually got to be the striking thing was the straw. It was the straw.
Free Palestine, free Ava, free the right side of Panhandler's face, from the river to the sea, unbanned serenity.
It's actually on the left side, but my mirroring. But I still
Yeah.
appreciate it. That's I would like it freed, please, way before all that other garbage.
And so yeah, it's interesting. Shades Cal 521. Smaller shows are taking money away from the bigger shows. Oh well.
Yeah.
You know, it's possible. And the thing with Super Tip, right, being open to just anybody now.
Yeah.
And it was open to me, which is just in anybody. So you know,
But I
I
do
was-
think there's.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. There's a valid point to that. I know it's not huge dollars on these smaller shows, but it is still dollars. And people that don't super chat often, if they're taking their $10 a week and giving it to Schmuel or Aussie Guy or Husey or whatever, instead of like it will have an effect, not a mass effect, but it is something. It's not nothing because I find myself, and maybe this is my bias talking, in the smaller shows a lot more than the bigger shows nowadays. Like I think the other day, maybe it was yesterday, was the first NLO that I was really tuned into for a long time. And it was a really good show, by the way. So as much as I shit on Patrick, I'll give him a compliment as well. It was a fun show. So yeah, there is a threat there. I guess I should have just said, made it a lot shorter, talk about brevity from the smaller shows. Because there's so many of them, right?
Yeah,
Five fingers make a fist.
I know, but I did see. Look, first of all, Patrick definitely. You know, he says he doesn't, but doesn't he have? He has control over who gets, like the super tips or not, right?
I don't know the dynamics of his company or with the investors and what power. So I'm not going to speak to that. But I'm sure he has some sort of influence, if he's the final say or not. But again, Patrick, love him or hate him, pretty savvy businessman. So I can't imagine him turning down revenue. It
Right.
would have to be a big reason to be like, fuck you.
But I wonder how much revenue these guys, because there's got to be costs to having people.
If you have a
on.
staff, just you run a business. You know how expensive payroll is. You know how expensive insurance is. I don't know if they have that, but it's the biggest part of overhead of a company usually is payroll. So yeah,
But
he's
not.
definitely got expenses.
But I'm not saying payroll, right? Just there has to be an expense. Sorry. It has to cost to open somebody up for super tips. Has to cost them something, right? Whether it's time or effort or
there's
keeping them
going
on
to
the
be time for
system.
there's going to be obviously the space for the voices and their account and where you're going to house everything. Again, I'm not technically wise enough to know. Yeah, but I would imagine that's a very small expense compared to everything else. Like, yes, there's going to be a startup cost for a new customer, but that's I'm sure they've run a number of Moody's smart guys. Everybody loves to say, and I believe that. It sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't. They've run plenty of ROIs. How many smaller shows or smaller channels do I have to say yes to that it will be washed out by a bigger chat by Bubba the Love Sponge or a Kumia or whoever? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sure they've run all sorts of matrices and ROIs that they've got this kind of dialed in.
Right. So then my point is that the smaller shows are not affecting the bigger shows, or they wouldn't be putting them on the super tip system, right?
No, because I don't think they care. They're still going to get that same. They're still going to get a percentage. They don't care if it comes from your channel or Pat Dixon's channel. They're still getting that 10 or 5 or whatever the percentage is. They're still getting the cut. I don't think he cares where the money ends up, which creator. Does that make sense?
I guess it does, but it feels like if you have, look, you and I both know business, right? Like if you have a customer that brings in a bunch of money, right? And doing business with somebody else who's not
see what
going
you're-
to
the
bring in money
relationship-wise, right.
affects your relationship and the
You're talking the
loyalty of the
relationship,
bigger
right.
customer, right? Like,
Yeah,
why-
we're talking past each other. I'm talking pure financials. You're talking about customer relationships and the risk of pissing off a bigger customer. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, because super tip, according to my boy Dave Sarah, is not really as mystical and magical and as fantastic as it is. There are
There's similar services, and they've been around
similar
forever.
services and
Of course.
stuff, right? So what's to say that you're a guy? I don't know. You're Carl, or we'll pick somebody, and we'll just say that guy brings in 20 grand a month, right? and he had your loyalty. Now you're giving your product to everybody. And the next guy comes along and says, well, instead of 10%, you only have to give us 8%. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure there
So
are those
now you got the
background
money thing where before that 2% might have been made up in loyalty. Now they're just going to jump.
Right, but that's business, right? I mean, I'm sure you don't let people tell you how to run your business, but if a big account, say you screwed something up and you have a relationship with this customer forever, or he's a big account, on your next invoice, I'm going to take off 10%. Or you know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit happens all the time. You know, to try and make that's just basic customer service and running a small business or any business really. I just don't think. I don't think. Are you saying that you're worried that a bigger show, we'll just use Carl in this example, is going to say, I don't want you to have Schmuel on. He's taking X amount of super chats away from me a month. So it's either me or him. You think? I don't think anybody.
No, I don't. No.
All right.
You're make it bigger. Make it bigger than that, right? Like it's not just having Schmuel on or BYB or somebody like that, but a smaller show. Say I'm not even going to name a name. Just ABC guy gets 10 viewers or something. It just you go like, oh, I had this super tip thing. It was unique, and we had the voices, and we had all these things, and now anybody can get it. Right? They'll give it to anybody. So its specialness goes away.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to supply and demand or scarcity. I mean, yeah, there's a whole. I don't want to bore everyone with econ talk. I see your point, but the whole goal of a small business is to grow, growth over growth, year over year, month over month, whatever, however they measure it. So I think you'd give up some of that scarcity or uniqueness to grow your business, right?
No,
Since this is not a solely unique product that, like you just said, there's other services that offer similar functionality.
All right. I'm thinking. I may be overthinking this personally. So I have people that want to sell what I have, right? This is a standard thing, and I get all sorts of people that come to me and say, "I want to sell your stuff. I want to sell your stuff. I want to sell your stuff," and I say no to a large portion of them because I want them to prove to me that it's going to be worth it for me to have a relationship with them. Right? Do you remember? Was it Soft Weekly?
Mhm.
Right? Busted Patrick's balls. Busted Patrick's balls to get
Never used
on
it,
Super
whatever.
Tip, and then never used it.
Mhm.
And that's my question about Super Tip. And it's less an economic and personal question, but just as a business question.
Yeah, I'm more of a numbers guy, so maybe that's why we're talking past each other and potential. And so I look at it as there are very few, let's say, Ferrari businesses out there where they don't allow you to buy a brand new one. You got to buy used one. You know what I'm saying? That have that kind of cachet where you can the customers are fighting for you, right? Because there's so many options out there and there's so much competition. So I guess my mind works very differently. Like I'm just looking at straight business, run the numbers. How much did we make this month compared to this month last year type thing? Where is our growth? Where is our potential? Where is our opportunity? Like you're looking at you're more of a relationship guy. I'm more of a numbers guy, and I think that's why we're talking past each other.
Yeah, I think what I'm thinking of is companies that have had like distribution models that tended to be somewhat exclusive, and then they open up their distribution and everybody can distribute
Right.
it, and it loses its
Yeah, of course.
desire. So they wind up with less, even though they have more places to sell it. That's basically
Yeah,
what
but
it
it's
is.
just like risk versus reward, right? I mean that's the risk they're taking. Again, we're talking about the scarcity or the supply and demand, but again, I think we're going in circles a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
no, we are. We're
yeah.
definitely going in circles. So, I want to kind of close out
Thank
the
God.
Dabbleverse talk with stuff. I do have one thing I want, and I want your opinion on it. But I have to let my dog out the door, which will take me 2 seconds. So please.
All right, sure. All right. Well, the good thing is now that I'm by myself is that business talk and us being idiots probably lost whatever viewers we had. So, what chats did I miss? Anything interesting? Kim, is that true? You're really on Super Tip, or you're just chipping us? Thank
What's
you.
your-
No, Tip.
What?
No, Kim said she's had a chat up there that said she's on Super Tip, but will never use it. I don't know if she was just joking off the Soft Weekly conversation, or she actually has it. Because I think Kim wants to be a guy, or is a guy, right? She's on Toogie Show. When are you going to get Kim on this show?
I begged and pleaded with Kim to come on the show.
Is it a Toogie loyalty thing? She won't go on without Rocco's approval?
No, I think that Kim lives out of the country and doesn't have. There's like no internet or Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking. I was kidding. I mean,
except at home. But no, she'll say
she works. She has yeah.
You know, so that's
yes.
the
I
deal.
answer. Sorry, the candle is fake. I get that's a slot. It's a Bluetooth speaker, and it just has a little button, and it lights up.
Is that like a Five Below purchase?
It was. You know what? It was a Secret Santa gift. Absolutely, I did. You think I'd buy something like this? Are you fucking crazy?
I hope so.
You see my house? It's like there's nothing on the wall. Like isn't everything's gray or black? Yeah, you can tell no woman lives here. So if I ever pull a Chad, I'm gonna have to put some things on the wall or at least get a hairbrush.
Well,
I'll use my dog brush. I got plenty of dog hair everywhere.
So I'm not a fan of our condo here in Hoboken, and my wife bought this before we got married, and I sold my place, and then we came here, and we were going to buy a house, and we actually wound up buying a house, but down by the beach, so we kept the condo, and
yes, you have multiple properties.
It's really too small for it's too small. But anyway, so I want to get something else. But it's like when she bought this place, she was in her 30s, I guess, and was like, "But I can die here," you know. It's got an elevator. It's everything. It's near transportation, the whole bit. And anytime I've tried to get a remove or to get something else, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And I get this phone when we were talking the other night. She's in Australia, and we're talking. We're gonna have the kitchen redone, and she's like, "I don't know. Maybe I was thinking maybe we should, maybe sell the place." And I was like, "Holy shit!" So hopefully somebody in Australia talked her into
rich
something.
people problems. How many more properties can I get? I know.
Yeah, it's not. No. We would.
It must be nice.
We'd
One of the
sell
most
this one
expensive
and
states,
move
probably
to
the
the
most
other.
expensive states on east of the Mississippi to live in.
I just got really just been lucky,
Mhm.
just lucky. Got bought a house in a town pre-COVID, and since COVID, the prices have.
Bro, when
like,
I was in Hoboken,
2.5
around that
times.
area, it was very expensive. Like it's been an expensive area for a long time. Real estate, everything, but especially real estate wise.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's nuts.
How expensive it is.
New Jersey in general is just insane.
It is because it's everybody complains about Jersey, but everybody spends money living here.
All right, let's get back to whatever the Dabbleverse. We can't go to
it's-
business, and then next we're old men are going to be talking about the weather and what hurts. Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry.
No, that's all good. And so we're gonna go. What do you call it? Did Schmuel make an anti-Europe comment earlier? No, that would be
me.
Panhandler.
That would be me. Is AB a Euro? Oh no.
Panhandler is the empty. Empty.
Yes, I agree with
Empty-brained European thing.
No, silly Euro. But anyway.
Silly Euro. Silly. But they're so smart. In any event, I wanted to move on. I'm fascinated, and I can't help it, but I'm fascinated by these churches, right, with the hearing the word of God and selling and the prophecy people, right?
Okay.
Always doing the prophecy. So this week, what came out? There's a guy named Sean Bowles, and Sean Bowles is a guy who has gotten quote unquote words from God, right? About people and calling, let's see, names and stuff out. I want to, but ooh, I put the wrong one up. Hold on a second.
Are we circling back to the Dabbleverse, or this is just something you
This
had
is done.
other
We're
people-
done with the Dabbleverse
Oh, okay,
right
okay,
now.
okay.
Okay,
I was gonna
we're
say,
we're moving on.
Okay.
I so this guy that I'm about to put up has become super wealthy doing what we're about to see here now, and this week. For years, people have been calling him a fraud and all sorts of stuff. And apparently, the big churches, but particularly the charismatic ones, the Pentecostalists, the ones that hear from God, all this stuff, have been keeping this guy going, even though they knew he was a fraud. And finally, this week, he got busted. But this is a clip of him, and this is the show that made this guy famous. And then I'll be talking about him over the next couple of weeks. But I just wanted to let's see if we can get this full screen. And this is Sean in action.
Bless you in Jesus' name. I'm trying to get some indicators. This is good. Is there a Nelson who has a birthday October 28th and you're from Philly? I heard a yeah. Where's he at? Nelson, this is your birthday, October 28th. You're right up front and you're from Philly. And you're a revivalist to the nth degree. This is what you've been pursuing as your primary passion. And God knows your birthday because he planned you, just like I said, for millions of years. I'm telling you, the Lord is going to use you like a nail against the enemy. Like he's going to drive you in like a stake into the ground. And there's something about logos, but it's time for Ramos. So there's something about the logo. Is there logos something? That's a ministry you did as a high schooler who got saved. And there's something about bringing the Rhema to the Logos now. It's the both, to have the Ramos and Logos. There's a move of the Holy Spirit. I feel like some of your heroes are here on the stage, and it takes a hero to know a hero. You're going to be a hero. And the Lord is saying you've been developing a revival lifestyle, and it's affected your mother. It's affected your family. And there's going to be something as you go home that's going to blow up for you forever. Forever. We bless you.
So, that's Sean, and
So he picked a birthday out of a stadium full of people, and he got it right.
yeah,
What there were the odds?
he's
360.
so he's gotten busted. Been following this guy for years, because he's such a piece of shit. And he's been using he uses Facebook and social media
Sure.
to mine for information, right?
Yeah.
And all these fucking morons believe him. And so he's in Pennsylvania, and this is kind of where it starts. Is he's in Pennsylvania, and he's like, "Oh, Doris, and I'm getting it. Is there's a slaughterhouse? Like, are you at like I don't know? Does 105 slaughterhouse mean anything to you?" She's like, "No." He's like, "It's not where you live or where you did live," and he's like, "No. The person is no. I don't know it." But he doesn't. He quickly goes into his other thing and whatever. And it turns out that it was like her name was like Doris Rhodes. There was another woman named Doris Rhodes who lived at 105 Slaughterhouse. Not that woman, because of the he data mined.
Sure.
And so the interesting part about this guy is not that he's been doing this, but people have been covering up for him for years, and knew all sorts of stuff, including he liked to jerk off in front of young men.
Who
and
doesn't?
Would sexually harass his people. So it's really it's an interesting story.
So is this going to be your like new guy? You're going to cover him or go?
No, I'm gonna. I want to try to get into what do you call it? I've always been fascinated by these preacher types and this false religion bullshit. So I've kind of wanted to get into it, but it's quite scandalous. So I'm gonna, we'll be giving it a shot, and moving forward. So that's it. That's just a little taste of it. I
It's quite
wanted
the
to.
teaser. That was quite the teaser, Schmuel.
I thought it was okay.
All right.
But what can I say? You're not the guy to have on to do it because it wouldn't make any sense to you at all.
No.
But the whole thing is really
But then
quite
again, I am going bankrupt, so I might be desperate enough to join one of those cults pretty soon. So,
Are you really?
oh yeah, I made some terrible money moves the last 3 years. Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
Well, as long as
That's
you can
I
pay,
got to get on super tips and fast.
as long as you can pay your taxes.
Fuck that. That's the first thing I won't be paying.
I'm just waiting because I'm waiting for April because Karmic's been making a shit ton of money on the super stuff, and I can't wait for
No, I've heard some crazy numbers which I don't believe. Somebody said like 15,000 last month. There's no fucking way.
Kevin. Look, Kevin Brennan was impressed. Got Kevin to do more streams, but I'm thinking that what's going to happen is that it's going to come around, and these guys are going to realize it's going to be the old Chad thing, where they're going to be like, "Wait, I have to pay taxes on this stuff."
Yeah, I don't know how Stripe works. I don't know if they pay the tax or they do take. I don't know how that works if they're responsible. So, again, that's for somebody else that who has super tips or has done this before. So that I'm not familiar about. But yeah, taxes are going to be the last thing I pay. I may never pay taxes again.
Well, look, if you're going to die, that's
Right.
not a bad idea.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna try and beat Gino's credit card debt. I can't have him beating me on that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with the credit card that they can't. It takes a long time for them to come and actually do something to you. You
And I
know.
have to have a better rate than he does on my cards, I would think. So that's got to be something for me. So yeah, a lot of winning going on over here at the Fat Cave.
Ah. See, I thought you were like this independently wealthy.
I was. Then something happened. Now I'm not.
Sorry.
But it's all right.
Sorry about that, boss.
Yeah. You know,
So
it was a good run. It was a good run.
Garfy, I can never pronounce. Crevicore, Karmic will
never
self-delete before 2027.
Yikes.
I just look. My question about Karmic is: this time a year from now, will we still be talking about him? I mean,
No.
or, will
No.
anybody be talking about me?
No.
Obviously not. But I mean,
Obviously not.
him.
No, he's lost. I mean, he is so fucking bad. And what he did on Kevin's show yesterday, and Kevin let him off the hook. Oh, I was enraged. I was irrationally upset in my home yesterday watching that nonsense. Yeah, I fucking hate Karmic more than Aaron now. Like I'm actively wishing bad things to happen to him.
AB, I did thank you for your super tip. I'm so sorry. The throne belongs to Buckman, even if he didn't thank me for my super tip. Let's just say, AB, I did. We joked about it. You know what? I got to tell you what happens with that is the line was
Free
so
Palestine, free Ava, free the right side of Panhandler's face, from the river to the sea, unban Serenity.
good. We actually did. Yeah, we did skip. We knew it was from you, and we probably did skip over the amount because the line itself was so good. So something I have to work on.
Stop being so smug. Don't be like CarMax and treat your viewers poorly.
No, I'm not treating. I try
You're
to treat
another
my.
one who could interact with the viewers better on X. Too, I'm gonna have talking to you off screen.
Say what?
Don't worry about it.
Well, it's easier to do when you're sitting in front of a goddamn phone and you can think about what you're going to respond. Right.
Right,
It's a
but
lot
you
easier.
should respond more. You should interact more with the 5 viewers that you have. That's
I
all I'm
react.
saying.
I react with everybody. I don't know
Okay,
why
well,
you
it's
don't.
All right.
You don't.
Now,
you don't.
now I'm your digital ambassador. I'm looking for a job.
You don't think so?
No, I think you do a terrible job.
I actually did get a. I know, but you think everybody does a terrible job because that's your
Sure.
your like whole persona is to shit on everything.
Yeah,
And
that's all I got. That's all I got left. Don't take it away from you. Don't you dare.
Mint Diggity, Schmuel has the ego because he's that fucking dude, Quad and Panhandler. He knows it.
I hope they start pumping you up. I hope they start J-Moing you. They do a reverse swerve.
Yeah, I can't. It's my JMO being pumped and dumped days are long behind me. Nobody's gonna believe it anymore. I never thought of myself as a figure that would be interesting. And
You're not.
to fight with like
Mission accomplished.
What's the word that I'm fucking lost for a word. When
Relevant?
when someone is like you like them or you hate them, I can't think of the word.
Oh, polarizing?
Yeah. I've never thought of myself as a polarizing figure.
I think you're maybe just disliked, but all right.
Hydrofluoric acid crew represent. The only thing, and I can't, because this is where I have to remember the one little bit of chemistry I remember is hydrofluoric acid is a weak acid, and I think it's the one that they use to etch into windows with. So
Yeah,
there
I
you
did
go. So
very
that's
poorly.
for I'm interacting with a chatterer. I want to make
Yeah,
sure
you
that
do
they
better
know
on
that
that too, yeah,
I'm
just-
reading it and we're doing it and compelling. Rover 4353, compelling no, polarizing
Yeah,
possibly.
definitely not compelling,
But
Rover. Not
but
at all.
thanks so. And divisive is another good word. All right.
Yeah.
We have to get off because I do not want to go up against NJ Ranger. I did hope to redirect everyone over to NJ Ranger.
Do you know how to do that?
I know how to do it, but NJ Ranger does not. So NJ Ranger is not open to being redirected to.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you can just tell everybody to go over to his
and we could
NJ
do
Ranger
this.
route.
I could let the chat decide. There's 45 people in here.
They're definitely going to decide to end this show, I would imagine.
No. We're definitely ending.
Okay.
That's not a question. The question is, would they like to be redirected? And if so, hold on, I've got to get to the right place. If so, who would they like to be redirected to? There aren't a lot of choices
There's
here.
UIV, Ranger, but you said he can't accept it. Levy
Yeah.
doesn't go on till 9.
You know what I'll do? I will.
Do it to KB.
Yeah, KB was on too. I'm not gonna do KB.
I think he's still on.
Yeah, they have to.
He was going to do a short show today, he said. What a dick.
They have to. What do you call it? They have to allow it.
Yeah.
It's not automatic, and you can do it where you can only let certain people do it. But just to be, I'll tell you what, because I really want to do this. I'll redirect everyone to BYB.
You should.
How's
Make nice
that?
with Quad.
Let's just see if I can do that. No, I like Quad. I just, a Quad apparently doesn't like me. He.
Quad doesn't really like anybody, though. I wouldn't take it too personally. Except
Oh, I think-
Lady KB he likes.
I think he likes a lot of people. Let's just see if we can find it here.
But then
He's
again,
He's
well,
not.
he doesn't like Jews. I guess maybe that's probably the problem.
Yeah, but which is just fucking stupid.
Well, I don't either. But I'm on the show.
I guess I'm not seeing.
He's there. I just saw it. You
No.
jackass.
I understand that, but they have to appear.
Right.
It's not that they're. There we go. They have to actually appear. You have to be able. They have to have accepted it, and they have to come up in the YouTube thing when you do it.
Each
All right,
Molly
guys.
that passes, I'm taking Alva's side. Just to let you know.
Good for you. Good
All right,
for you.
I'll see
All
you
right.
then.
Bye.